Sometimes when you insert a picture in Microsoft Word, especially when there's already text on the page, the image does not sit where you expect. It might push the text away, jump to another line, or refuse to stay beside your words. This happens because of the layout or wrap text settings. When you select an image, you will see a small icon at the top right corner of the picture. So this is the layout options button, and it allows you to quickly change how the text wraps around your picture. You can also access the same settings using the picture format tab, which only appears when the picture is selected. Under the picture format tab, you are going to find the wrap text option, which contains all the layout choices. So wrap text simply means how the text behaves around your picture. It controls whether the words go beside the image, stay above or below it, or whether the picture sits in front or behind the text. Now, understanding wrap text is important because it helps you place your image exactly where you want it without the text getting messed up. By default, Word sets every inserted picture to in line with text. So this means that Microsoft Word treats the picture like a big text character. A character is any single letter, number, symbol, or space that you type. For example, the letters A to Z, the numbers, and the symbols. So because of that, the image is going to sit on the line just like a word, and the text can only appear above it or below it and not beside it. Let's now look at the 7 main layout options and what each does in a very simple and clear way. Okay, so if we start with the in line with text, we said that this is the default layout. So this means that when I insert a picture in Microsoft Word is going to treat the picture like a big character, for example, just like a letter or a word, and the picture sits on the line with the text. The text cannot appear on the right or the left of the picture, and if the picture is large, then it pushes the text up or down. For example, even when I try to make the image larger, it is pushing my text down, and when I make it smaller, it is pushing it upward. And we said that by default, Microsoft Word sets every inserted picture to in line with text. You can see it from over here that it is in line with text, or simply just from over here that it is in line with the text. So the next layout option is the square. So over here, the text wraps around the picture in a square or rectangular shape. It does not follow the curves of the picture but just follows the outer box. The picture just sits like a block and the text follows around its edges. So the third one is the tight one, and over here the text wraps very closely around the actual shape of the image. It hugs the picture's outline instead of just the outline of the rectangle around it, and it works best when the picture has a transparent background. It is very important to note that if your picture has no transparency or is just a rectangle, the tight and square options will look almost the same. So let me just bring in the same picture but with the background being transparent. Let me resize it a little bit. I push it over here and I bring in the same image but now with a transparent background, so you understand what I am trying to say. So remember, right now we have chosen the tight layout option, but I'll bring in the same thing and we see the difference between an image with a transparent background and one with no transparent background. Okay, so here I have inserted the picture with a transparent background, and we said that by default Microsoft Word sets every inserted picture to in line with text. Now we were on the third option and now see the difference. We said that in the tight layout option, the text wraps very closely around the actual shape of the image and it hugs the picture's outline instead of the outline of the rectangle around it. Now this also has a tight layout option. Here it is. We can see that this is also tight and this is also tight, but it works best when the picture has a transparent background. Okay, moving on to the fourth one, which is the through one. So this is similar to tight, but it is more advanced. So if I click on the through option, the through and tight are just looking the same. If I apply the through option to this one, it will also not have a big change, because we said that the through and tight, they work best with images with a transparent background, for example this one. Okay, now in the top and the bottom one, the text will only be above and below the picture, and no text is allowed on the right or the left side. Another option we have is the behind the text, in which the image goes behind the text and the text appears on the top. Here the image acts like a background. And finally, we have in front of the text. Here the picture will sit on top of the text and it will cover the text. The text cannot be selected or be seen underneath. So each of these layout options give you a different level of control over how your picture interacts with the text. Choosing the right one helps you organize your document neatly and place your images exactly where you want them. When I click on a picture, I also see the options move with text and fix position on page. This can also be found in the picture format tab just under wrap text. Here we have move with text and fix position on page. So at first they look like they do nothing, but that's because their difference only appears when the text around the image changes. So the difference between move with text and fix position on page is that move with text makes the picture follow the paragraph it is attached to, while fix position on page keeps the picture in the exact same spot on the page even if you add or delete text above it. Let me explain what I mean. Okay, so for example, if I try and add a text over here and I maybe just press even on the enter key, the picture is moving. That is because we had chosen the option move with text, and we said that this will make the picture follow the paragraph it is attached to. Let us now try to fix the position on page and see what happens. But first, let me return this paragraph to where it was initially. So for example, if I select this image, then go to the layout options and this time choose fix position on page, the picture will remain in the same exact spot even if I delete or add text above it. For example, if I just come back over here and I press enter, only this second image is moving and not this one. This is because I have fixed this position on the page and not of this one. So let us continue pressing enter. You see it's not moving at all. Again, if I do backspace and go back to where it was, this picture is not moving its position, just this one. Let us now also fix this on the page and we see what happens. So to fix it on the page, I select the image, then I go to the layout options and click on fix position on page. We said that the same setting is going to be found in the picture format tab under wrap text right over here, fix position on page. So if I come back over here and press enter, only the text is moving now and not the images. Okay, another thing we might be noticing over here is that when I select an image and I get this picture format tab, there is also a position button. So if I click on this position object button, you can see these options over here, these layout options that we are having. So it is important to note that this position does not change how the text wraps. Instead, it just moves your picture to a standard location on the page. For example, top right, or I can even choose top left. I can even choose the middle position or the middle left position. Let me scroll down and you see where my image is now positioned. Once again, if I click on position and send it back to the top right corner, it goes back to my top right corner. So the position is all about placing the picture on the page, while layout options control how the text interacts with it. In other words, The wrap text or the layout options, they control how the text behaves around the picture, while the position controls where the picture is going to sit on the page. For example, on the top left corner, the top center, or the top right position.